winning shot in the first match on lanes 29 and 30. Earl, the lanes, the bowlers say, are a lot tighter tonight than they've been all week long.
Yeah, and that could be a benefit. We talked about that a little bit earlier. It could be a benefit to maybe John Handegard, because he likes to roll the ball up, doesn't like the ball to hook a lot in the back. This guy right here, he don't care what they're like. He just keeps throwing strikes. Well, this time he didn't. The 6-8.
You know, I watched him practice for almost an hour. He never left the 6-8 the whole time, and he starts it right off with a 6-8. You're the left-hander. How do you make it?
Well, first of all, you get very upset at yourself because you left the 6-8, but he's going to go cross lane at this, try to hook the ball just enough. Actually, I used to line up, try to make the 10-pin. Just pretend I was shooting the 10-pin, try to get just a little piece of the 6, slide it into the 8.
The odds?
For Mike Aulby, probably 1 in 5.
Well, that wasn't one of the ones, and he's open in the first frame with 9 out. Kind of has to pump Handegard up as he starts his first match. You know, he hasn't made the telecast in the national tour in quite a while.
But he's very comfortable in front of the television cameras. John's made a lot of shows on the senior tour. Cameras look the same to him.
A little tight, leaves the 4-pin. You know, if John wins tonight, he'll be the oldest bowler in PBA history to win a national stop, beating Buzz Fazio by a few months.
Well, he's got his job cut out for him with 4 of the best players on the tour waiting to ambush him, you might say.
Cross lane at the 4-pin, straight at it, no trouble.
We're going to take a look at John's game. This is one of the finest games you'll see anywhere. John's the hardest worker I know of on the senior tour. You get a look at this. It's kind of a classic style. He gets the shoulders out front. See how that long, even strides, a long, smooth slide. And look at the perfect balance with the shoulders right over the knee. And that long follow-through. That's how you do it, folks. Copy that game. You can be a good player.
On the left lane. And the solid 10 and a wry smile coming out of John Handegard. John is wearing a microphone. We can catch some of his comments.
Talking to John earlier, he was saying that the left lane for him was quite easy. The right lane a little more difficult. So
you say why?
He said the left lane he felt he could strike more off and on. The right lane was a little spotty. The ball didn't react quite as true as he thought it might. The same thing came from Mark Williams when I asked him about the lane. So the tournament leader feels the same way.
Well, Mark told me that all week long the right lanes were a little tighter. Mike Aulby said he had to move his feet, you know, almost 8 boards to the left and change balls. They were that much tighter for him tonight. That's surprising. It really is. I watched them dress the lanes. They did the same procedure that they used all throughout the tournament. What we have here is an extremely good surface. And we're going to take a look at Mike Aulby's game coming right at you, folks, right into the living room. Look at the high push away. It's not something you want to teach people, but Mike Aulby makes it work for him. That's how he creates timing. Gets a real fluid swing from the shoulder, gets down low over his knee and stays there. And look at him rotate that ball. And that's what gets that big back end for him. The rotation with his wrist. It's gotten him 23 titles. It's going to get him some more, too. Oh, man, a solid 7. So lane 29 right now gives him the 6-8 and the solid 7. I wonder if he made a little move on that. Maybe changed his release a little bit. See, he's changing bowling balls, getting something that won't hook. And we see that he's in the 73rd career TV appearance. 74 and 49 his record with a 222 average. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. John Handegard looking for his first strike of the match. And John has to feel pretty good right now. The fact that Mike Aulby has started with that 6-8 and can't seem to get anything going strike-wise, because once Aulby gets going, there's no stopping it. So John's got to get it going now. Slap that 10 right out of there, didn't he? A little different release on that one. You notice that? He got around the side of that ball a little bit more. The first ball he threw here on the right-hand lane in the first frame seemed like it hung on his thumb a little bit. You could hear it kind of pop coming out of the ball. Didn't get real good rotation on it. That was the John Handegard we know right there. So he likes to get that thumb out quickly. He likes to get the ball in the lane very quickly. He likes to get it down early and let it kind of roll up and set up in the pocket area. He doesn't like the ball to be cutting through the pin. See how that rolled up and set there? Boy, that did set right at the pocket. Handegard has a double. He also has the lead in our opening match. Mike Aulby will be back, and we will right after these messages.
your car.
New vinyl. No rubbing, no buffing. You get longer lasting protection in half the time. Mike Aulby up on lane 30. Struck on this lane in the second frame. And there's his second strike. Well, he's certainly tuned into the pocket.
He is, especially on the right-hand lane. You know, it's kind of interesting that the right-handers say that lane 30, the right-hand lane, is a little more. Back end or the last 15 feet of the lane don't seem to be creating as much friction for the right-handers as lane 29 is, whereas Mike Aulby likes to make the ball finish. He likes that kind of a back end.
And we see him trailing by 20. He can cut into that lead, cut it down to 10 with a double here. Knocks that 7-pin out, sends a message to Handegard that he better keep striking.
Well, this is vintage Mike Aulby. Watch the ball reaction, gets it well down the lane before it makes that right turn without signaling. But watch the kick off the wall. He kicks that 7-pin out, and that's his reaction, and you've seen that many times. Again, John gets the ball well out on the lane, and when he does that, he doesn't strike. It's almost, you can almost call it. When John gets the ball well out in front of him, it almost never strikes.
Solid 10 that he leaves right there.
And I think if I could tell John why it doesn't strike, he'd love me, but I don't know why it doesn't strike. It just
Cross lane at the 10-pin. Earlier I had a chance to ask John what a win on the National Tour tonight would mean to him.
Probably the most exciting thing ever happened to me. Normally when they ask me what's the most exciting thing that's happened to you in bowling, I leave it blank because it hasn't happened yet. Should I win tonight, that would be it, that's for sure.
Well, for it to happen, he's going to have to find a way to knock down that 10-pin.
He is, and he's going to have a little help from Aulby, because Aulby's got it going now, and there's a way to knock it down, Mike. You called it.
That's
Send the messenger at
Oh,
it.
the pin action you dream of right there.
Coming from the oldest player in the field. John, 57 years of age. Mike Aulby here, 35. You know what a lot of people don't realize is Mike only made $32,000 last year. He really had an off year for him.
He's the most streaky player for such a successful player I think I've ever seen, Mike. He can get it going like he is right now. The streak he's in right now, winning the Brunswick World Tournament of Champions, the American Bowling Congress Masters Championship, chance to win 3 in a row right here. He can get this going, but it's just amazing how he can lose it too.
Don't forget, tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, we've got the Tour de France coming up, presented by Michelin. Aulby's taking a 1-pin lead, trying to increase it to 11 pins. And the message got cut off.
It sure did. That scout got shot down right there. That was coming, though. Aulby looks to me like he's having more trouble with the left lane because he has to hook it more. The ball coming from a bigger arc angle, maybe getting him behind the head pin a little bit.
Cross lane at the 7-pin. If he converts it, we've got an even match.
Even match, but in my opinion, advantage John Handegard right now.
There's our YABA winner, Garrett Quinlan. He's a junior bowler that's the winner here. We'll be right back after these messages. We're back. John Handegard trying for a double in the lead in the match. We have an excellent crowd here at Celebrity Bowl. As we said, they had a very successful tournament all week long.
Got him all that time.
And he got it off his hand quicker, didn't he?
He sure did. And he's a master at getting the ball down on the lane and not having it quit on him. It's amazing he can play this extreme angle that he's playing, clear outside the second arrow, kind of going up at the pocket, keep the ball on line. And John, like I mentioned earlier, John Handegard, one of the hardest working players you'll ever see. Practices constantly, really works on his physical conditioning.
10 pins ahead, wants to increase it to 20 with one more here.
John's giving the kids a little bit of their own stuff here. He's saying, look, guys, I can get that 5-pin out, too.
Dicing him up there.
Well, Mike Aulby's got all he can handle right here. He probably feels like he's bowling his father, but so be it.
Well, Mike is 35 years of age.
Yeah, that's 22 years difference.
Earlier, I had a chance to ask Mike Aulby if he thought that 1995 was like 1989. This is what he had to say.
Well, it'd be a good finish for that, but, you know, I really don't look that far ahead. I don't want to take anything for granted out here because it can wake up the next morning and everybody's back to zero. So I just go out and work as hard as I can every week and see what happens at the end of the year, and hopefully we're still standing.
He truly is one player that takes it one shot at a time, doesn't he?
He is. He's has a wonderful ability to concentrate on one shot and not let anything that's happened bother him.
Hooked a little early and left that six pin, didn't it?
Looked like he tried to make a little adjustment there, get the ball to get in the pocket a little higher. Remember we talked might be a little bit behind, leaving the 7 pin behind the head pin. Here's a look at that shot. Looks like he got a little more forward roll on this ball. Didn't quite get as much side revolutions. The ball got up a little high in the head pin. You see the 6 pin. Remember the first frame, almost on the same hit, the ball was charging with a little more side spin. Snapped, hooked a little bit on the back, left the 6-8.
He had company that time.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting. That's one time that he might have been looking for the rollout shot, and it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. We had a little problem with the 6 pin. They're going to have to reset it up for us here. And, of course, the mechanics here at Celebrity Lanes know what they're doing. It won't take but just a second here. Mike Aulby probably hasn't missed the 6 pin in about 5 years. Maybe we should just give it to him. That's a gimme. Is it a gimme, you think?
Well, next week, we're going to be in Portland, Oregon for the Oregon Open. That's July 18th, 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
The Rose City, my home area. I love it there.
Mike Aulby at the 6 pin. As you said, he hasn't missed it probably ever.
Well, I wouldn't say ever. Well, here's a chance for John Handegard to really put the hurt on Mike Aulby. A couple of strikes here, and we'll see you later, Mr. Aulby.
And he's up, what, 20 pins right now?
Oh, that would have been a winner, I believe, if he had struck. But now, it's still up for grabs. Aulby with a possible 218. John Handegard going at a 227 pace.
Basically, though, all he needs is a mark in the 10th frame. Convert this 4 pin and mark in the 10th frame. The left lane's his best lane, too, right?
In his opinion, it definitely is.
Uh-oh. And he misses the 4 pin. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Just off into that, didn't
John's fiancée, Nancy Word.
You know, in John's last event, the Senior Masters Championship, he missed the spare. Remember, that cost him basically what we feel the championship. Here's a look at that shot. Remember, the lane condition is a very smooth surface. These lanes were just resurfaced, May 22nd, so the surface is very smooth, very flat, and the oil then actually get less friction, and John just didn't get the ball to move. He needs a strike desperately now.
He can lose the match.
He can lose the match, and not only that, but you know, when you've got something going the way Mike Aulby's got it going, sometimes things just go your way. Here's an opportunity for him to win this match, and he was sitting on the bench, I'm sure, in his mind thinking, John's not going to open. Right. He's not going to miss a 4 pin.
Will he make the 10? No trouble with the 10.
Sure does.
Well, it's a sick feeling when you miss a spare like that against a bowler that is as hot as Mike Aulby, against any quality bowler.
And he's finishing on his good lane. Aulby likes lane 30 much more than lane 29, and count is very important here. The pin count here, possible 215 for John Handegard. Mike Aulby, a possible 218, so he needs to get every stick.
Knocks the 10 pin out of there.
Well, he said his dream was to win. The most exciting thing that could happen to him would be to win a tournament like this, and he could have just given that opportunity away to the hottest player in the world right now, Mike Aulby.
Hasn't missed this lane this game until now.
Wait a minute. Oh my.
Wow.
I bet John Handegard's heart stopped for a second when that pin was rolling across.
Unbelievable that he would throw it through the nose like that, Earl.
It's unbelievable that Mike Aulby would do that. You'll never see him hardly ever do this in a situation where he needs to hit the pocket, especially on a lane that he was lined up on. How often are you going to see John Handegard miss the 4 pin when he needs it?
The guy's feeling the pressure a little bit out there?
Very possible. Take another look at that first shot by Mike Aulby. He looks like he got to the foul line well. Good timing here. Nice free swing. Shot looks good to me. I don't know what happened to this shot. This ball just rolled up on him, rolled up real high. Maybe he gave it a little extra at the bottom. You can see his look. Really, that's a look of disgust, you might say. Mike, just too good a player to let that happen. So maybe it's going to be Handegard's day. Who knows?
So John Handegard defeats Mike Aulby 215 to 205.
That was a good opening, so.
Well, we got a nice average.